Okay, so Ahmed, thank you so much for joining us on this call. Maybe I can ask, we can start by you introducing yourself, who you are, and what you do at Gigalayer.
My name is Ahmed Mokoshi. I'm the founder and CTO for Gigalayer. Prior to Gigalayer, I used to be a freelancer, an employee, and currently running the hosting company. Gigalayer is a web hosting service provider for SMEs, small and medium scale businesses across Africa and the globe. We've been in operations for over 7 years now. In the past, we have done a number of growth strategies with a number of acquisitions. So far, I think we're one of the leading acquirers for hosting businesses, trying to tap into more markets. We are currently serving in a number of African countries, trying to provide end-to-end solution for businesses getting online, from getting their presence with domain name registration to hosting servers to email solution and more things coming on our service. Basically, that's Gigalayer, and that's me.
All right, great. Yeah, I've seen you work with quite some reputable firms actually, so which is quite impressive. So
Thank you.
I think, as you mentioned, it's been 7 years that you've been in business. Maybe, do you mind telling us which African countries you currently operate in?
We currently operate in about 13 African countries virtually. However, we have very few of them, right? About 5 or so that we have actual clientele that is substantial enough to say, yes, we are operating for this country. Things like accepting payment in those currencies of those countries, and also tailoring our service to meet the demands of the people of those countries. Our major market is currently Nigeria. It amounts to more than 70% of our clients. Then we are also in East Africa, precisely Kenya. We are also in Uganda. We also operate in Tanzania, South Africa. These are countries that we currently have at least a substantial number of clients on our platform. We are also supporting other countries like Mozambique, like Rwanda, and the rest of them. However, our clientele is currently still on the low. So yeah, we are majorly in West Africa and East Africa, strongly operating. Yes.
All right.
And I'd like to add that all these countries that we support, we do in-depth, including supporting their currencies, supporting payment solutions that are tailored for these countries. I'll give you an example. For example, in Kenya, we support the M-Pesa payment options. We also accept Kenyan shillings. So that makes it very friendly to the market in Kenya.
Right.
And the same thing we do in Nigeria as well. So we accept Nigerian Naira, and we also accept payment options that are tailored for Nigerians.
Okay. Is it possible for you to just tell us a few of the brands that you support, if it's okay?
Yes. Right on our website, we have, I think, a number of clients that we provide service to. Some of the top ones. We have IT companies, payment companies, we have banks, we have private businesses, like smaller ones. And I think we have even a page on our website that showcases some of our clients talking on different, I think it's Gigalayer /customers. You would find some of the information about our clients and all that. Yes.
All right, great. Yeah, I'm sure our listeners will definitely go check that list out. And maybe along the same lines, I mean, you working with these brands, again, just a side question, why do you feel they choose Gigalayer?
So let me put it this way, right? Our service has been phenomenal. Part of the growth strategy for us right from inception. And frankly speaking, we haven't engaged in marketing for almost all of our past 7 years. We focused on the products, we focused on the customer happiness, and literally we didn't do conventional marketing, ensuring that our customers are happy and they would refer other customers. And I could recall, I think in 2013, 2014, we did a survey asking our clients if they would refer other clients to us. And that survey came up with 90 something percent were willing, happy with the service and willing to refer other people to our service.
Impressive.
So that's the extent that we literally put all hands down to the product and the service. And I do recall also that one of the banks moved to our service because of a recommendation from one of the telecommunication companies in Nigeria that was using our service for a while. I think they were using our service for like 3 years, and they are a customer of the bank. I don't know what the conversation was through them, but the bank approached us because of that telecommunication company that used our service. So it's obvious that we were doing good, and people were finding our product reliable. So I think reliability was one of the key things that people look up to when it comes to online presence. And we've been able to deliver that. In addition, we also even show our uptime for all our servers, including consumer-facing and non-consumer-facing servers on our website as well in live statistics. So those things really matter a lot to businesses who really mean, who take their operation seriously. You know, people don't want any downtime, people don't want any errors on their websites and things like that. And we take that very, very seriously here.
Yes, and I think I have to add as well, you are very professional. Even when we requested for this interview, you are more than happy to come on the call. I think also that says quite a lot about the business and the professionalism that you bring on. So I think I would definitely also recommend Gigalayer for
Thank you very much.
my future client. So I guess along the same lines, I would ask, being in 13 countries, which would you say is the fastest and the slowest growing and the upcoming, countries that you feel has most potential?
Honestly speaking, I wouldn't say this is the fastest, this is the slowest. I think it all depends on how much effort we put towards the countries. So, for example, Nigeria, we happen to be having our office in Lagos, and we tend to meet some of the clients, and it tells a different story entirely. Versus, for example, in Kenya, the best we do is to ensure that although we do attend some events sometimes in these countries, but or let me say we do showcase at some events in these countries, but not in the full presence kind of thing. So far, Nigeria has shown a really substantial growth on our platform. We've seen also Uganda, surprisingly, they also seem to be very growing in terms of adding on our own part, though maybe not generally, but on our own part, we tend to see them coming online a lot.
Would you have an idea why maybe?
I think that would be because the technology has really has hit Africa so well that internet penetration is one of the things that I see has been helping startups and businesses want to go online. In Nigeria, we saw a substantial growth as soon as telecoms start providing faster internet, cheaper internet, and businesses start coming online. So I think in Kampala, there's also some level of internet penetration there. I don't know. Personally, I've not even been to Uganda. So I can't say precisely why. But notwithstanding, we've also seen some growth in Kenya. Reason why I didn't mention Kenya is because the growth we've seen in Kenya is majorly from our acquisition. Recently, we acquired a Pan-African hosting company that has been already operating in Kenya and had a lot of customers in Kenya. So that gave us another uphand in Kenya. But prior to that, because if you do recall, I did mention Uganda. It's really on my radar, because prior to that acquisition, we were already seeing traffic from Uganda coming to our website.
All right. Now, moving on, I think you recently, announced that you're accepting Dash as payment for services. But even before we get there, maybe I could ask you, which cryptocurrencies do you accept for payment at Gigalayer?
Currently, I think we accept 5. We started with Bitcoin in 2017. Mid 2017, we started accepting Bitcoin. And Ethereum came after. We saw that it was the second most used crypto with market capitalization or something. And along the way, we started in-house looking at these cryptocurrencies, what they are, and the technologies behind them, and the system, and everything. And we were really intrigued by the work Dash has been doing. Dash came up with this proof of stake, came up with master nodes, consensus, and a lot of things that we felt would do good in the long term in the crypto world. Although Bitcoin is leading, we believe that it's like the internet when it started. A lot of companies that were leading at the time are not currently leading. And we can see people like Google and Amazon, like kind of that were not the founders of the internet, came up to be today the leaders. So it's obvious that Dash was doing exceptionally well and well crafted for the future, which I personally too believe that the Dash blockchain is great. And eventually it will be a perfect solution for the crypto payments of the future. So back to your question, how many we accept? We accept 5 currently: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, and what's the 5th one? Litecoin, sorry, yes. So we added Litecoin out of an experiment because of its simplicity and resemblance with Bitcoin. So, and it's usually, at that time, we also know that Litecoin was more like a testing platform for Bitcoin. So people use it a lot. We saw that people use Dash a lot, Litecoin a lot, so we added Litecoin too. So basically, the 5 cryptocurrencies we accept as payments.
All right. And you mentioned, obviously, I'm assuming Bitcoin is the most popular among the cryptocurrencies. But generally, how has that experience been, with cryptocurrencies, especially when you compare cryptocurrencies and other payment modes?
Sorry, how have I compared?
Yeah, so how has the experience been accepting cryptocurrencies for payment? Is it convenient? Is it a difficult process? How is that experience, both for you and maybe for the user?
For the user. So for us, because we did the technical needs to ensure that we are able to accept and our system is able to process. I think I didn't mention earlier that our system is currently designed to accept crypto payment for all our products and services, regardless of what it is. So basically, we're completely open to accepting crypto payment. And we did so and process automatically as well. So it's not the thing that, although there's no intermediary between us and the payment the person made, the payee. So we made it straightforward that the system accepts and process once blockchain confirmation arrives. I think we're doing depending on which blockchain, we do 3 to 5 confirmations and then we process the payment immediately.
So the process is fully automated?
Fully automated, yes.
Okay, all right.
But for the user, I think we tend to find out that some of them have never used crypto before. In fact, most of our clients have never used crypto before, and some don't still even understand what it is. I think we did 2 meetups in our office to invite some of our clients to come and have a conversation and discussion about what this crypto solutions is and why we are accepting it, so that we can get to have a first-hand understanding of what our clients think and how they adapt to new change. So what we find out is some of them don't know. It's difficult for them to even find where to get the crypto, to how to use it. And so they still default to, well, let me just make my payment through what I know, my MasterCard or my bank transfer or wire transfer, whichever it is. So that has been difficult. But the reason why we still stand and still accept crypto, despite the penetration is still very minimal, is because we believe it's the future, you know. Time will come when a lot of people will understand what crypto is and how to use it. And by then, we must have also internally understood the challenges it brings and how we can mitigate them. For example, the volatility of the coins, you make payment now and tomorrow the value has dropped. So those kind of things we are gradually adapting as well internally here. So challenges.
I mean, even before before we go to challenges, would you, like, for example, let us know from what you've seen, which countries largely have you seen paying with cryptocurrencies are more likely, to pay, or at least clients paying with crypto?
South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria. These 3, very, very likely, because they account for a lot of our crypto payments as well.
All right, yeah, definitely. They're the usual suspects even in Africa. So
yes,
makes sense. All right. I think you're mentioning about other challenges that you faced.
Yeah, so for volatility, I think, and also, like I said, customers trying to understand what we're doing, and in trying to get them to adopt to the crypto payment, because it's also cheaper for us to process a crypto payment than to process the regular MasterCard payment. It's strange, right?
Very true, yes.
So even for us, it's better off if we process this payment through crypto. The charges are less, and but we keep on facing the fact that, I'll give you an example. In like a year or 2 ago, we were accepting payments in Dash, and right now it's way below even 50% of its value. So, and I think my team have been thinking we do not need to change immediately and we could do later and all that. And it keeps on dropping and dropping and things like that. So in the long run, so far, we made even some losses, accepting these cryptos. But we're still optimistic about things, and we believe that it will soon change. Um, I, for one, is not a crypto enthusiast. What do you call it? Maximalist. I'm not a hodler. They call it, right? I'm
Yes.
not a crypto hodler. So I think we hope that maybe a stable coin will come onto Gigalayer as well, which is more reasonable for us to use to resolve this problem. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe if we decide to go with that, we would. But this volatility of the coins has been a big challenge for us. Clients understanding how to use the crypto is also challenging because I'll give you an example. Some clients go to make payment with crypto and they don't know that they have to wait for confirmation. So they just send their crypto and my payment has not been processed. And we tell them, well, there's no blockchain confirmation yet. They're like, what is blockchain confirmation again? So, yeah. So those kind of challenges are still coming to us and we are gradually, persistently also solving them. So, and I'm happy that we've been able to be crossing them one after the other.
All right. I mean, it sounds like you're also really helping in educating your clients about crypto.
Exactly.
Which is, I think that's really commendable. Sometimes we don't see it that way, but I think just listening to you makes me think, wow, I mean, I think Gigalayer is playing a small role towards that education.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
I mean, now as a business, and I know a lot of businesses who are listening to this are wondering, as a business, would you recommend others to accept crypto? And is there any advice specifically to businesses that you feel would benefit based on your experience when they decide to accept crypto for payment?
So I think I'm not in a position to tell businesses to accept. So I'll go back to why we started, right? And then I'll think every business should look at the demography and the product or service that they're selling and the target market that they're facing. Those things will determine if crypto at this time is a good thing to do or not. For us, we are an online company and our service are all technical services. We sell servers. Crypto is kind of server computer powered currency or system. Blockchain and everything is still servers, computer hashing algorithms, and this all fall into our own industry. Like even running nodes, Bitcoin nodes, the rest of that. All these things fall to servers, virtual servers, and it still revolves around our industry. So we couldn't see this revolution come into our space, and then we don't embrace it or we don't accept it. We don't even try it. So that is one of the reasons why we decided to go into it, and accepting it as a payment. That also, we looked at one of the reasons we did that is because we are targeting a lot of countries. So, and getting to do all the exchange rates, different currencies, different languages, and a lot of hurdles. Some countries here do not even have, in Africa, do not have card. I'll give you an example. We have Sudan as one of the countries we support, and they don't have MasterCard or Visa card. So it will be very difficult for Sudanese customers of ours to make payments. But crypto is giving us the room to reach a lot a lot of clients that would want to use our service. So if a business is thinking of using crypto, I think it needs to think of the reasons why it should. Um, and then it should also be ready to learn a whole new system. Yeah, basically, I think that's it. And it also depends on the type of business, you know, what they're selling. Um, if it is a merchandise and you're running locally, you're accepting crypto, then I will ask you why. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So basically that's it.
I mean, just on a side note as well, some of your clients as well, have you seen some accept crypto, as a result? Maybe some have seen that it's quite easy or efficient. Have you seen any of them maybe accept crypto?
Well, I know that a number of them wrote me some emails, some of them asking, how is it? Just similar questions you've asked here. How is it going? And what's the acceptance rate? And is it possible that we can, do you think we should do? And all these questions. But I always stay in neutral grounds. You know why? Because like I earlier mentioned, it depends on the type of business and what you do. So because crypto is there does not mean you have to accept it. So I give people, do your maths, do your decision, but I can give you all the bits. You can then join them and create your own answer to your question. I wouldn't say, yes, go and accept crypto and start it. No, I would rather say, what do you do? This is what crypto is, and this is how crypto works, and these are the challenges we faced, and this is the benefits we've reaped, and so on and so on. So you then look at all those things and see, do they benefit into my business? Am I going to reap something good out of that? If yes, then you can go ahead and accept crypto. Out of the ones that have asked me, I'm not sure I checked any of them whether they started accepting or not. But I've got a number of people asking. Some people even find it impressive that we process automatically, and that's after they send their crypto payment and maybe some minutes, we have a block confirmation, and our system process their payment, and it is late at night. The next thing is I get an email in the morning asking, please, how can we do something like this?
Okay.
So,
Yeah. I mean, yes, it's quite impressive actually that we have a firm in Africa like yours that's actually accepting crypto. And I think that's what also prompted us to reach out and see if we can, do this interview, because there are very few companies, I guess, like Gigalayer who've taken that initiative and who are able to, move ahead with the times. So yeah, I think for me personally, being in the crypto space, I think that's one also the reasons I would recommend Gigalayer to my clients as well.
thank you very much.
Now, you've touched on a few points on why crypto is really convenient for you. Maybe I would like to ask now. You obviously accept mobile money and card payments and cryptocurrencies. What differences or similarities as well, any other ones that you've seen between these three payment methods?
I think card is totally out of it. Card payments, personally, I'm not a very big fan of them. So I may not have solid reasons why, but I find mobile money and the crypto option, like you mentioned, are more friendly, are more user friendly, because they are fast, they're easy, and most of the times they're seamless for us internally or based on our transactions, right? Although our card failure rate is very, very minimal, thanks to our card payment processors. But I find it easy to just lift off my phone, scan a QR code, and click pay. And just confirm it on my phone that, yes, this is what I want to pay, and just click pay. Then I'll have to pull out my wallet, pull out my card, enter my 14-digit number, enter my expiry date, turn back my card, enter my CVV code, and then I'll have to also enter my billing address. sometimes even there's 3D secure. You pass through another verification from your bank, maybe some one-time PIN, and the rest of those things. So I feel honestly those processes, they're there for security. I understand absolutely, but in times of transaction, from the little experience I have, I know that decisions are swift. You make a deal, you close. Any delay, someone might change his mind.
Mm-hmm.
One of the parties, anything could go wrong. So while I'm entering my card number, I'm still thinking whether I should proceed with this payment or not.
Yeah.
And then it for the indecisive kind of people,
Mm-hmm.
which sometimes I fall part of this group. Um, one can actually um, decide to say, okay, payment, change my mind. I'll do this tomorrow.
Sort of like the way we see abandoned cats, right?
Yes, abandoned carts. Yes, exactly. So the seamless, the better. The faster, the better as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. Uh, Now you've been accepting crypto for like almost 3 years now. Where do you see crypto used by businesses in the next 3 to 5 years across Africa?
Now you touch back to why my personal interest is in it.
Mm-hmm.
So crypto is let me just say crypto, blockchain,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
It's an amazing, amazing technology. I came across it way early. I think 2011, 2012 was when I came across blockchain. But at that time, I didn't give it, sorry, I didn't give it any glimpse at all. I know about it. People are talking about it. I'm seeing things all around, but I didn't give it an idea. I think I started giving it some attention around 2015, 2016. And I started studying the technology behind it and the whole system, how it's working, how confirmations happen, how the ledger is stored, and all that, how the code base is being maintained, because those things also matter,
Mm-hmm.
how the consensus happen and all of that. It's just amazing, and I see the future coming towards crypto because there's no bias, there's no um, one nation or one country doing something that will affect. I'll give you an example. When a country is in a war, a lot of things happen. Inflation happens. Innocent people lose their fortunes and the rest of that. But when you're dealing with, that this is not a centralized system. If your country decides to go in a war, that's not your decision. That was the government decision. And that shouldn't affect your finance, you know. If you decide to travel, that's still your money. You shouldn't be worried that, okay, when I change my Kenyan shilling to Nigerian naira, I will lose something, or when I change my Nigerian naira to South African rand, I'm going to lose something. So there's going to be this one system rule them all. And also, I've seen how banks can be really, really ruthless. Um, I'm sorry to use that word, but they could be brutal, to people's finance. I, for one, traveled with my wife, and I was in in another country. Precisely, I was in Abu Dhabi in United Arab Emirates, and I got stuck. I tried to use my bank card at the ATM. I was carrying some petty cash that I was in my wallet. Unfortunately for me, I left it at home in Nigeria on the table while I was rushing to the airport. So I landed, and then I didn't have cash. I didn't have anything. I needed to take a cab at least to the hotel where I'm lodging and all that. And I checked my pockets. I didn't have even the trolley man that carried our luggage needed me to pay, and I didn't have anything. So I said, "Oh, there's ATM. Let me quickly just use the ATM machine." I have a MasterCard and it's MasterCard accepted. And I entered my card. This is a story that I always remember when I think of crypto and what the world is going to become. So I entered my card, and the system told me that I couldn't withdraw. My card is not accepted or something. I can't remember what it was. Then I called my bank. I told them, hey, I'm out of the country and this is where I am and this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to withdraw and my card is not being accepted. And they said, oh, sorry, there's a federal government, what do you call it, rule or something that said that cards will, so there's this inflation time in Nigeria, and then government decided, central bank decided that all cards will not be used in that country until further notice or something. And I said, the bank, it's my money, it's my funds, and I'm stuck here. Do something. They said, we can't do anything.
Wow.
You know, I was frustrated. I tried another bank. I had another card. I even had to tell my wife, are you with your card? Can we use your card? And we tried. None of the cards. I tried 3 cards, 3 banks, and none of them gave me money. So to cut things short, I had to call a friend who lives in the country and that state, and he lives far away. He couldn't even come that time because it was late. He had to come the following morning. We had to pass the night in the airport. And then I had to tell the trolley man to just give me till the morning to settle him and then wait for the cab. In the morning, then my friend arrived and then settled all the bills and then went to my hotel. But I'll never forget that, you know? I'll never forget that. So imagine if there was no nation, there was no centralized system, and I just needed to use my Bitcoin. You know, I could literally just pay the trolley man with my Bitcoin, pay the cab man with my Bitcoin, and lodge in my hotel with my Bitcoin. And I come back to Nigeria, I'll still spend my Bitcoin. So this system, I feel, has a future. And when the future comes, I just believe that it will be a thing that maybe you take, I think you call it tuk-tuk. Is it tuk-tuk? It's called in Kenya?
Yes,
Or
tuk-tuk. Yes.
Tuk-tuk. You'll be paying your tuk-tuk with with Bitcoin or Dash, you know? So that's what I see in the next 5-10 years, max.
All right. Wow. I mean, that's impressive. I love that story actually as well. And I think entrepreneurs really have a way of doing things. I think entrepreneurs really see a world differently from the rest because they see a problem and they try to solve it. So that is quite impressive. And I like the fact that, you know, that story stuck with you till now, and at least you can share it with us and other people can understand exactly some of the challenges that currently are, you know, native to the current financial system. So maybe in closing, I could ask any advice, you know, any sage advice for businesses or for anybody who's doing business in Africa, you know, what it takes to be successful, you know, to be like Gigalayer, and maybe also in terms of the crypto and blockchain space, like you mentioned, any advice as well along those lines. But initially, I'm just general, any advice you can offer to, you know, entrepreneurs like you?
So I think Africa is a virgin space. That's number one thing that I tell everyone, including both people in Africa and outside Africa. There's a lot of business opportunities. There's a lot of reliable systems as well. You know, funny enough, I find Africa to be the frontier right now. And I tell one of my friends recently that was trying to relocate and all that. I tell him, wherever you're going is developed. Where you are living is developing. You can make a thumbstone where there is developing, but I doubt very much where it is developed. So if you look at Africa in general, there's almost everything is happening now, and towards the future, things are going to be coming. The what's the word? The go-to area. Africa is going to become the go-to area for almost everything. Leave Europe, leave Asia, leave Middle East, and look at Africa as a whole. And we are blessed. Africa is heavily blessed with almost everything, from safety to natural resources. Safety, I mean, no natural disasters, plus no natural disasters, plus natural resources, plus population, plus unity, there's this belief that Africa is one, and I'm part of that. Africa is one, and there's going to be, and it has a lot of population. There's going to be a lot of things that will come up in Africa going forward. So for entrepreneurs, my advice is always be strong, be persistent in a good way, not in a bad way. When things are failing, you don't become persistent. You find an exit. But in a good way, be persistent. Try to grow. Don't be in a haste. Don't be in a rush. I'll tell you something. We've had a lot of back and forth. Sometimes you feel the company needs to even shut down. Sometimes I even feel like I need to join back to the employee lane and go back to get my job or something. And then this notion goes away after you think about the future of things and everything and the impact you can make. So for entrepreneurs, business owners, don't let the hardship get into you, because there's a lot of hardship because things are not yet suitable, things are developing. And when you're developing things, even if it is a house you're developing, you know that when you're developing it, that's not the time you enjoy it, it is when it is developed. So let's be part of the development and let's see how things evolve. Hopefully by the time the finishing comes, Africa will be on its feet and a lot of businesses will be on their feet, and revolution is going to happen. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much for that. Truly sage advice as well. Maybe finally, if one wants to work with Gigalayer or they want to reach out to you, how can they do that?
So we have a general email for the entire team. It's called hello@gigalayer.com. If you need any business or any needs of our services or products or whatever question someone has regarding their business itself. For me personally, one can reach me through my email, ahmed@gigalayer.com. I'm always available. I tend to respond to every email. I used to say, if someone takes the time to write me an email, then I should at best at least I should give him back a response. Yes.
Right. Thank you, Ahmed, so much for the time. For that, I think advice, even just general advice about business, about life. I think that would. I'm pretty sure our listeners have taken or have learned quite a lot from you as well, and also just generally how to be successful, in Africa, and how to build a business like Gigalayer. So thank you so much for the time, and we appreciate it so much.
Same here. It's a pleasure.
All right, thanks. Okay.